Woke up to an eerie morning, the children playing. No sounds of greetings, one neighbor to another. Oh, it's quiet and gloomy. Please don't live here no more. No more. Can't believe how much we've hurt each other. Can't believe the damage we've done. Brothers hurting brothers, neighbor harming neighbor. Children grieving for their parents, hacked down before their time. Oh, I can't go out. I don't know who to trust. Fear is just the other of the day. Is this the way we want to live? Oh, with peace, we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. With peace, we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. Oh, I know you were hurt. The blow you've been dealt, so we cuts teeth like a knife, but we mustn't pay back in kind.
Leave no room in your heart for vengeance and hatred, no, no. An eye for an eye, so leaves everyone blind.
Hey, we have our differences, we cannot change things, making war.
Without peace, all dreams are hard.
Without peace, there's no room to build. So much work to be done to make Nigeria the country of our dreams.
With peace, when peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. With peace, we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. Peace goes out the door. We can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. Wake up, everybody.
All right. So once again, we'd love to say a very, very pleasant good evening to all of you who have tuned into this broadcast. This is Nimba D9 TV. This platform is owned and operated by the One Nimba House Media Incorporated. We are tonight broadcasting to you from Monrovia, Liberia. Monrovia is the capital city of Liberia. And we want to say welcome to all of you who have tuned in. Keep sharing this live video in your chat rooms, in your WhatsApp chat rooms, maybe Messenger on Facebook. But we are live on Nimba D9 TV on Facebook, Nimba D9 TV on YouTube, Nimba D9 TV on Twitter, and Nimba D9 TV on www.onenimbahouse.com. But today we are privileged to have with us a very wonderful personality, a young person, a person who's very innovative, an emerging diplomat from Nigeria. She will introduce herself and tell us exactly where she has joined us from. But let's go over to our guest tonight, and thanks to all of you who have tuned in. Madam, welcome. Welcome to the platform.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I really appreciate this platform to talk about what is happening today. I am first and foremost a citizen of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. and I am also a creative director. I am from Nigeria, and my name is Greg Ifunanya. Thank you for having me.
Welcome. By the way, how is your family?
We are fine. We are okay. Nigeria is very tense today, so we are all excited, about the election that we had today. Yes, so we are fine.
Wow. So the last time we met, it was in Accra, Ghana. And since
Yes,
then, we
Accra,
have not
Ghana.
met. Then, of course, COVID-19 came in. How did you
Yes.
and your family manage with COVID-19, by the way?
Well, there was a lockdown over here, so we are all on lockdown. You know, we managed like every other person. Luckily, we didn't have any casualty in my family. We give God glory for that, but we survived.
But we survived. So that is the voice of Ifunanya. She's a wonderful person. She's joining us tonight. By the way, which state are you joining us tonight from, please?
Lagos State, Nigeria.
Lagos State, Nigeria. And I understand we have a little over 15 million people living in that city. Is it right?
Sure, yes.
Okay, so to not waste most of our time, let's acknowledge those who have joined this platform. You can also share it in your chat rooms. You can also share it on your Facebook page that a lot of people will follow us. This is what we do at Nimba D9 TV. And of course, yes, you haven't been to Liberia. You wanted to have come to Liberia for the limo, but it was not possible. We hope to bring you here soon in Liberia since COVID is now over. Boha Harrison
Yeah.
Gliwaset Dulogbe is joining us from Pinsville City, Monrovia, Liberia. And we have Imalake Kokwe. He said he's watching us from Monrovia as well. Marcus Cole is watching us from Liberia. So a lot of people are watching us from Liberia. And we want to say, just in case you joined us, we are in conversation with Ifunanya. She's a wonderful person. So, yeah, can you just put us to speed about the election process in Nigeria? How are things today?
Well, the election, it started off pretty well in most places. In most places, the INEC officials arrived fairly early. In other places, the election was supposed to start by 8:30, and in some places, as at 12. Some the officials were not even available. The election was supposed to end by 2:30, but for some people, as at 7 p.m., they had not started voting. So it's been up and down in most states, in most polling units. It's been very rough.
Well, so through it all, it's now over. When I last followed your live podcast, I saw a group of people probably like giving a result. Was that a result they were given?
Yes, so the officials were counting, for each party. So they had to lift each ballot paper up so that the crowd could count alongside them. So it is very interesting that Nigerian youths are very, 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 very interested in making sure that this election is free and fair. So there was a lot of pressure on the officials to ensure that everything they were doing was transparent. So what you saw in my live video was people counting alongside the officials.
So, once again, if you are just joined us, this is Nimba D9 TV. We are today in conversation with Ifunanya. She's a Nigerian. She is a global youth ambassador. She currently speaking to us tonight live from Lagos, Nigeria. As you may recall, today is February 25th, and today Nigerians went to the polls and casted their ballots. The elections are now over. What is now we are now waiting for is a result that will be coming in to tell us, who are those who will now lead Nigeria for the next couple of years to come. But as a global youth ambassador, You just made mention of how Nigerian youths are very eager, are waiting to see who becomes the next code of officers in leading them. How did you see the process today, mainly from the youth community?
Honestly, it seems that there is an awakening, in the youths in Nigeria. For so long, we've allowed, this politician to manipulate, to drive our country to the ground. So it is very interesting to see that a lot of youths are out there today. This is the first time that we have at least 80% of youths participating in an election. This is the first time that a lot of people registered for their voters card. So it gave me goosebumps to be, to look at it, holistically. At a point, I had to take a step forward and just look at everything that was happening. There's something interesting that happened today. After the election, obviously, a whole lot of us stayed back to make sure that we were present for the counting. And then the INEC officials were supposed to upload the results to the INEC server, to the INEC portal. And we needed to make sure that they were uploaded because we didn't want them. It's one thing to count the results, it's another thing to make sure that the actual results are being uploaded to the portal. And so a lot of us were standing there waiting. It is very interesting to note that the because it was three elections we did today, one for the House of Representatives, the second for the senatorial, and the third for the presidential. It is very important to note that just the House of Representative and senatorial results were able to be posted. Each time they tried to post the result for the presidential, it kept saying server error. It is a very peculiar thing because it is happening all over Nigeria. For some reason, the INEC officials were able to upload the senatorial and the House of Representative results, but they are not able to upload the presidential results, which is the main thing. Now, these officials were at a point trying to pack up and leave the polling unit, saying they are going to do the uploading when they get to their offices. And we vehemently refused because not that we don't trust them, we do not trust the system. We don't want to jeopardize this election because there is a very huge chance that, if those things left those polling units, they will be manipulated. All over the country, there are lots of things that came up today. There were places where people were sent to steal the ballot boxes. There were places where people were beaten up today. Some celebrities were beaten up today. There is a particular area in Lagos State where thugs, hoodlums, came in and they said, if you vote for so, 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 and so, we are going to kill you. They asked people to go home. Yes. But it is very interesting that Nigerian youths were dogged. I don't know if you saw the last video I posted. It was a video of people standing under the rain. It was raining. We do not care that it is raining. We do not care that the sun is beating us. We will stand, we will make sure that the right thing is done this time around.
So well, just
that's
yes. Go ahead, please. No, please go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So that shows me that the youths have a power. We actually have the power to effect change in our nations. We have the power. We can't. The old men are important. They are, they offer wisdom, they offer counsel, but if they are not leading us aright, it is time for us to wake up. And that is exactly what happened today in Nigeria. This is a revolution. 25th of February 2023 will not be forgotten anytime soon in the history of Nigeria. This is the first time in history that a large number of youths are clamoring to vote. Starting from when we wanted to register for the voters card. Honestly, if 100% registered for their voters card, maybe 50% got their voters card. For some reason, they withheld voters card from a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people were unable to get voters card. Maybe just 50% of the people who registered for voters card got their voters card. So a lot has been done to rig this election. A lot has been done to frustrate our incoming president, President P2B, from being the president. But we will not agree, and we believe that God is with Nigeria this time around.
Wow. So just in case you join us, this is Nimba D Night TV. We are today playing host to a global youth ambassador, Madam Ifunanya. She's a Nigerian. She's joining us from Lagos, Nigeria tonight. She has just been laying the basis of youth involvement into the elections in Nigeria. So from your look at things, from your look at things, who do you think, unconfirmed, because you are not the elections commission, but
Sure.
who do you think that is going to be the next president of Nigeria, for which the youth themselves are conducting themselves peacefully, even if at some polling centers, according to reports that you are giving us, that people have been sent home, people have been threatened, but yet still they are very kind. They are going through the process and making sure that everything goes well. Who do you think is going to be the next president of Nigeria, for example?
Honestly, from the reports online, they are not uploading these presidential results, but we have taken it upon ourselves to mandate the officials to send in to give us the results. I personally took a picture of the result from my polling unit. I uploaded it today. If they're going to stop us, if they're going to not upload it, we took it upon ourselves to know what our results are. And honestly, from what people are posting online, Mr. P2B is winning the election. He is massively, by far. For example, in my polling unit, we had 53 voters. 50 votes went to P2B. Out of 53 voters, 50 votes went to 3. In another unit beside mine, they had 305 votes for P2B, and then PDP had 24 votes, APC had 79 votes. So you can see the margin, it is very high. So if all things go well, if the truth is implemented, P2B is winning by far. And that is what we hope.
Wow, that is what we hope. So let's hold you on there and take this music from Nigeria. It's a peace music. It's called Song for Peace in Nigeria. Let's take this music from the top.
Woke up to an eerie morning, no children playing, no sounds of greetings, one neighbor to another. Oh, it's quiet and gloomy. Please don't live here no more. No more.
Can't believe how much we've hurt each other. Can't believe the damage we've done.
Brothers hurting brothers, neighbor harming neighbor.
Children grieving for their parents, hacked down before their time.
Oh, I can't go out. I don't know who to trust. Fear is just the order of the day.
Is this the way we want to live? Oh, with peace, we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate. With peace, we don't have to grieve. When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences. Put an end to all the hate.
Oh, I know you were hurt. The blow you've been dealt, oh yeah.
Cuts deep like a knife, though I mustn't pay back in kind.
Leave no room in your heart for vengeance and hatred, no, no. And eye for an eye, so leaves everyone blind.
Hey, we have our differences. We cannot change things making war.
Without peace, all dreams are hard.
Without peace, there's no room to build. So much work to be done
To make Nigeria the country of our dreams.
with peace. We don't know.
When peace reigns, fear goes out the door. With peace, we can work out our differences.
Work it out,
Put an end to all the hate.
Us, just in case you are joining us, we want to say welcome. Welcome to the broadcast. We have Uriah God Jr. is following us from Nimba County. We have Mike Walakewon. He said he's watching us on the UAE Dubai City. And we have Goncalon Lawrence to play. He's watching us on Saclipia City in Nimba County. We have Lincoln Kodeng. He said he's watching us from Nimba District number 3. But today we are fortunate to have with us Madame Ifunanya. She is a Nigerian. She is a global youth ambassador, and she's drilling us about the election process in Nigeria today. We pray for peace for our nation. So just in case you wanted to assess something, we are sorry we went out of current right now. Maybe you wanted to assess something. You have the time to say that. Maybe we did not touch it. Just in 5 minutes, maybe.
Okay. One beautiful thing that happened in my unit today, because I had different experiences today, was one of the officials that was leading the election in my unit. At some point, people were really agitated, and they it was almost getting violent because people kept saying, upload the result, upload the result, upload the result. And somebody just spoke up in the crowd like, it is not their fault. These people are here just doing their jobs. And immediately people calm down. So what this says to me is, the people at fault, the people ruining things are not, these laymen, are not these people we are seeing, right in the forefront. There are politicians behind, influencing their actions. They are the real problem that we have. Today, a national youth corper was shot to death. He was killed. And he was killed because he came to steal the ballot box. He stole the ballot box that belonged to Labour Party, the party that everybody's clamoring for. He stole the box, and as he was, trying to run away with the bus, and one of the soldiers there shot him, and unfortunately he died. It is a very sad something, but the truth of the matter is that guy was sent, and he was sent by the real culprits, the politicians that are using innocent Nigerians to, do their dirty jobs. So let us not allow ourselves to be used by these evil men. I know as we have this political crisis in Nigeria, other countries, other African countries also have these issues. It is a common factor in Africa, especially because we have old men in leadership suppressing us, using us to, ruin ourselves. So it is time that we take the power back. It is time that we identify who is the real culprit, who is the real enemy, who is the real enemy. Let us not, kill ourselves. Let us not hurt ourselves. You know, it is a very sad thing that that youth copper had to die today. Yes, he did something bad. He stole the ballot paper. He tampered with the election. But guess what? He did not send himself. Somebody sent him, and he's dead. And the person that sent him is somewhere in his big mansion, enjoying himself. That is the real enemy. That is the real culprit. So let us not pay attention to what we see on the surface. It is time we start digging deep as Africans. It is time we start digging deep and figuring out what exactly is our problem. Thank you very much. Are you there? Hello, are you there? I guess I can just continue to share stories of the things that happened today at my polling unit, and also um, some of the happenings in other parts of the country as is stated online. One of the things that also happened today in my polling unit is some of the officials, they refused to let the the agents from each political party to have a picture of to take pictures of the results, because they were unable to upload the results to the server according to them. It was a it was very rough, because if we didn't make sure that those results were uploaded, it would seem that all our efforts, standing there since morning, would be in vain. So we needed to make sure that those results were uploaded. So it was interesting to note that these men, refused to upload the results, and they refused to let the political parties, the agents, to take the results for, at least for record's sake. If we are not uploading it, it is only right that we have it as evidence, to protect our interests. And it was very interesting that they refused. But guess what happened? Immediately, um, Nigerian Television Authority (NTA), came to the scene. Immediately, the broadcasting service, it is one of, I don't know whether anybody knows about NTA, Nigerian Television Authority. It is one of the major television stations in Nigeria. Immediately they came to the polling unit. These men immediately started trying to upload the 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 videos to the results, sorry, to the server, and it was quite interesting. It angered a lot of people. And it is interesting to also note that these people are young people. So it is very possible that they've been paid off. But just because you are an INEC official, just because you have been placed in a place of authority, you are still a Nigerian first. We are trying to secure our future, not just our future, the future of our children. That should be the most important thing. Money is money money is minute. Money is not as important as our freedom. Nigeria, as well as other as other African countries, is one of the countries that experienced slavery, that experienced colonization. We know what it means to be oppressed by our colonizers, and yet we allow ourselves to be oppressed by our leaders. We say we are free from our colonizers, but we are not truly free because our governments are still running our countries the way our our colonizers ran the countries, and it is very, very sad. So obviously, these officials had been paid off, and because they've been paid off, they are trying to frustrate the election results from being posted out there. And the whole thing was really sad. These are young men that are not even up to 30 years. So it is a very sad thing that happened today. But all in all, like I mentioned earlier, the youths were there in their numbers. We did not give up. We made sure that we sat on it. In fact, at some point, two of them wanted to leave with the ballot box, with all their equipment. We stopped them. We said, if you do not upload, you cannot leave this place. And it was very interesting that even when the security, the military came on a normal day, if security comes, you see a lot of people running away. You see a lot of people, trying to avoid having issues with the military, trying to avoid getting entangled with problem. But we had like three trucks, three hillocks of the army, there with weapons, with AK-47, with big guns. Yet people were there. People did not move. People did not move. It was a very interesting day, honestly. I think these politicians underestimated the Nigerian youth. We've been called lazy Nigerian youths by our president, our outgoing president. We've been called lazy. And truly, we've proven to these men, to these old men, that are frustrating and stifling our economy and our country. We've proven to them that we are not lazy, that we have a voice. We are coming to the realization that we have a voice and we are speaking. So all in all, it was a very interesting interesting day. It was a very interesting day. I'm waiting for Mr. Edmund to come back. I believe he had some issues. So if you have any input you'd like to make, you can drop it on the chat, on the comments. If you have any questions that you'd like me to respond to, you can drop them on the chat and I'll respond to those. Thank you. Oh, there is a very interesting thing about our incoming president, President Peter Obi. There is one interesting thing about him as a person that verifies him as the best candidate, for this position, as the best person to lead Nigeria to whatever future God has for us. And that point is the fact that he was the governor of Anambra State, a state in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And it is interesting to note that after his tenure as the governor, he has the record of being the only governor in the history of Nigeria that is prudent financially. He didn't take a dime from the state's pocket. In fact, it seemed he doubled the state's revenue, and he got different global awards for that, So he is a person of notable character. He is a person to be emulated. In fact, this whole the months and the days leading to this election, we had all the other parties really, campaigning on TV, their